basement.
You know, I seem to be recording by myself on a Friday a lot. If I'm not with these guys doing the one show, I'm always doing my other by myself. Oh, Keith is gone now. What's good? Can you hear us?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear us?
I can hear you. I thought you were talking to him.
Oh, I'm talking to Keith. Yeah.
Try to reconnect one more time. Thank God, third time's the charm.
There you go.
Now I can hear.
Nice.
Sheesh.
I think I got booted there for a second, but I'm back.
Yeah, my thing just froze up. I didn't know what happened.
Oh, Megan just walked in the door too. Good. Okay. I thought she was going to be a lot later. What happened to Peter? He was so excited.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like he always does this. He's all excited and then he never shows up on time.
What was he so excited about? Are you guys doing something fun later?
No, we're excited to talk to you. You're like a legend.
That's weird. People keep saying that. I'm not sure I understand it.
Right. I noticed that. I saw some of the interviews that you did, and that's what you were saying. And in the different videos, you're like, I don't really understand why everyone, I
don't get it. Well, I've never really understood the whole celebrity worship thing. You know, right. It's bizarre. And then those celebrities, those are like superstar world-class athletes or amazing actors or other talented people. And I'm just like some dude that was wearing a weird outfit on TV for an hour. And so I especially don't get it.
Let me see. I'm going to try to invite Peter.
There we go. I'm back. That was weird. Is Peter here now? It says his name.
I'm trying to call him onto the chat. Oh, Megan said she's ready too.
Jeez, everyone. Okay, cool. This.
I don't have her on my list for some reason though. Is it Simone?
Brown? I just sent them both an invite.
Yeah.
Okay, good. We can do Eating Rainbow too.
Hello?
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, Megan.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
You too.
I am currently moving to my roost where I usually set up. So, gotta give me a minute. Just got home from an intense middle school soccer game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Are you a coach or a parent or a teacher or what?
I'm a parent, and man, some of those parents get heated. It was a bit intense.
I know what that's like. I was just at my little brother's wiffle ball game last night. When I say he's my little brother, he's 30, because I'm old. But he's still my little brother.
I don't think you're that old. You can't be that old.
I just turned 39, so I'm not actually that old. I just feel older.
Don't say that's old, because I'm going to be 36, so let's not go there.
Oh, well, I don't believe that for a second. But
well, definitely am. Hang on, let me make my shitty wine cocktail. Be right back.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's playing rec wiffle ball in this league not too far from us, and it's a lot of fun. My dad used to play wiffle ball on basically a pro level. He traveled around the country playing wiffle ball in tournaments and stuff back in the '80s and '90s and early 2000s. He was one of the best ever. So, and I would play with him, and I just wasn't very good. So now my little brother's in this rec league, and we can get together every week and talk about wiffle ball and watch him play, and it's pretty fun.
That's awesome.
We take it pretty freaking serious. It gets rowdy out there. He actually lost last night, got knocked out of the playoffs in the semifinals, so the season's over for him.
Oh,
We're all
man.
pretty bummed out.
Yeah, see, I used to play soccer too. And hold on, I'm trying to plug my phone in. I used to play soccer too, and I was pretty good at it. I did the whole all-stars whatever thing. But then I don't want to ever like tell people that, because then I feel like they're gonna think I'm like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite, like I could throw a pigskin over a mountain. You know what I mean? Like
the coach had just put me in, we'd have won state.
Right? Yeah. And so
I know what that's like.
I usually just shut up. I usually just don't say anything.
Yeah, I used to play I played hockey a little bit, mostly like men's league and rec league, and just getting together with my buddies and stuff. And it's a blast to talk about, but then there's always some jerk like, "Oh, what, you think you're in the NHL?" Like, no, dude.
Right.
When you were playing catch in the backyard with your friends and your neighbors when you were a little kid, did you really think you were in the major leagues? No, it's a game. It's fun to play.
That's cool. So you're in Central Time, is that right?
Yeah, I'm close to St. Louis, Missouri. I'm on the Illinois side.
That's like my stomping grounds. No way.
Cool. Where are you from?
Like Marion.
Okay.
I lived in St. Louis for a while.
Yeah, I grew up in Granite City, right across the river from St. Louis. Yep. Now I live in Belleville.
Okay, yeah. Belleville's a nice place. I mean, there's Lottawatta Creek. If you don't go to Lottawatta Creek, I mean.
Oh, yeah. They were closed for almost a year because of a kitchen fire.
I
saw that. And they opened back up. It was pretty dope.
Okay, you guys don't know, but Lottawatta Creek is like Midwestern. It's like a dream restaurant. Like everything you order is like the size of like 2 entrees. It's huge. If you leave there hungry, there's something physiologically wrong with you. The portions are enormous and it's delicious.
It's insanity. The food is really, really great. And it's like they do Creole. The guy that founded it is from New Orleans. So they have really great Creole cooking, fantastic gumbo and jambalaya, but also like country comfort food, chicken fried steak and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
just
chicken
amazing.
fingers are enormous, and like they have this. I think they have some kind of really good cheese dip thing. I don't know. Yeah. I'm a foodie. I love food, so that's my thing.
No, it's tremendous. You go there and like you come home with enough food to take to work with you for lunch for like 3 more days.
At least, yeah.
Great success.
Hey, how's it going?
Finally got Peter on.
Hey, Peter.
Man.
Hey, Peter.
The sun is even still out over there.
Oh, yeah. The sun's bright as hell here right now.
I'm outside on the balcony, too.
Podcast.
So, I guess let's get into it then, eh? Welcome to the Earths Suckhole. On today's episode, we have the myth, the sweater, and the man, Mr. Ken Bone, made famous by his innocent question at the Trump versus Clinton debate. And we now have him here with us. Welcome to the show, Ken.
Oh, I'm happy to be here. I hope you guys are doing well.
Doing great.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming. Big honor.
So, we're going to do a normal show, but I think we've all got a couple questions for you first before we head into the segments. I wanted to know, how long after the debate did you know that you had gone viral?
Well, let's see. The debate was over at about 9:30, and by the time we got out of there, it was probably 10 or 10:30 or so, local time. And I got back to my car where I had my phone locked up in my glove compartment. And I turned it on, and my voicemail box was full, and I had hundreds of emails and text messages, and just all kind of, every message inbox I had was flooded. And then one of my buddies from work called me and told me that they were talking about me on CNN. And then he started reading me articles about me while I was driving home. And I'm like, whatever, he's screwing with me. And I get home, and my wife has the TV on in our living room, and she's got MSNBC is on, and they're not talking about Hillary or Trump. They're talking about me, and there's my big dumb face on the screen. And then by the time I get done answering phone calls that night, I've got 20 hours of interviews booked for the next day continuously. So I started doing interviews at 4 a.m. the next day and did nonstop media until about midnight.
Wow.
And then I did that for 3 more days, and it got kind of stressful.
Yeah, I bet it could get stressful. Jeez.
Oh my gosh. So here's a question. What kind of like security type stuff did you have to go through to get in there to be able to ask a question? Was it Wash U, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was at Washington University in St. Louis.
Yeah, I was actually attending there. I remember they were like setting up and everything. So it was crazy. I really wanted to go, but didn't have the Ken Bone fortune. Wasn't in my cards.
There was a ton of security everywhere.
Yeah.
When we all got invited, all the participants, to come to the debate, it was like, I think we all found out about 2 weeks before the debate. And that whole 2 weeks was like submitting paperwork to the Secret Service for background checks. And
wow.
Then the security that day, the debate started at, I want to say 7 o'clock. We had to be there at 8 in the morning.
What?
So we were there for physical security screenings and being sequestered and rehearsals, like, showing you where you're going to sit, where the microphones are if you get called on, trying to calm people down who like maybe would get nervous on screen, which I guess a lot of people do. It was a long day.
Wow.
So you did an AMA on Reddit without a burner account and then went from a lovable internet star to a devil, like literally overnight. And like, what was going on in your head when that happened? Like, that must have been crazy.
Well, I had only slept for about 10 hours in the previous 4 days combined. I was so like tired and exhausted and anxious, and I actually did that AMA from work. I had to work the night shift that night. I had called off the previous 2 overnight shifts, and then that night they were like, "You have to come in. We need you. We're shorthanded." I'm like, okay. So I did the AMA from work, and I was exhausted. So I didn't even think to make an alt account because I've always considered alt accounts to be for cowards. I despise the concept of people having 6 or 7 accounts so that they can troll or be a dickhead over here and pretend they're the nice guy over here.
Yes.
Honestly, I think that's just about the lowest form of life, is people who pretend to be one thing are actually something else. And to use the anonymity of the internet for that, I find kind of gross. So I still have no alt accounts. I use my real name on everything. Pretty much any social media, I'm KenBone18. There's a couple where that was taken because people, knew my name and wanted it. So there's a few where I'm still Stan Gibson18, which was my Reddit username. But if you see one of those, chances are pretty good it really is me. And I stand behind the stuff that I said. Like all the things that got me dragged in the New York Post, I never deleted them. If you look far enough back in my account history, they're still there. I'll never delete them. And I've apologized for the things that I thought were wrong. And I have tried to justify the things that I said that I thought were not wrong. And whatever, I stand by that now. Of the stuff that I did that was insensitive, I feel like I've grown and moved on from that. But I'm not going to hide from it.
I mean, isn't the New York Post kind of like a
sensationalism?
Anyway?
They're a disgusting rag posing as a newspaper. It's a gossip column.
Right.
It's a tabloid. It's very much TMZ. And, their headline that day on their front page was, "Turns out Ken Bone is an awful guy." So that was nice. That was one for the scrapbook.
What did you think? Did you ever see that Saturday Night Live skit that they mentioned you on? What did you think about that one?
I thought it was pretty funny. It really encapsulated the whole experience of everybody is excited by me and loves me for no discernible reason. And then half of the people jump on me and think I'm some kind of disgusting creep, even though they don't know why. They've just been told that I'm a creep, and they're like, "Oh, well, obviously, if Gizmodo says he's a creep, then he's a creep. I guess we're moving on." But most people didn't really believe that. Nobody that I ran into in person has ever like thought of me that way. Everybody in person is cool. It's just people on the internet and in the media that are usually jerk-offs about it.
Yeah.
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 Well, then you did an interview with Ethan Clean on his podcast, and he like saved your internet status. And all I want to know is Ethan a nice guy? Because I've always wanted to meet that guy.
I think Ethan's a fantastic person. I will always stand behind Ethan. With all the stuff that's going on with Trisha Paytas right now, believe Ethan. Do not believe Trisha. I've seen behind the curtain a little bit. I can't really say more than that, but absolutely, you should be on Team Ethan if you're willing, if you want to be on the side of truth. He's a fantastic human being. That week or that day that he made the Leave Ken Bone Alone video, he would have gotten more views and made more money and got more exposure by making yet another video dumping on me and saying how awful I was. But he didn't. He wanted to know what the truth was, just like he did with Humongous. And you have to remember, this was before he was big. This was when he was a small-time YouTuber, had a very small following, lived in like a small suburban house, trying to get by. It was way before, the podcast blew up and the channel was at multiple millions of subscribers. So he decided to choose integrity and believing in another human being rather than profit, essentially. And I will never forget that. I'm on his side for the rest of my life.
That's awesome. Hopefully we can have him on our show one time because that guy's amazing.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. That's all the questions I have for you right now.
So I want to know, like.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, ladies first. Just kidding, Peter. So do people still do they recognize you? Do they out in public? Or they're like, what? That's Ken Bone. Like, is it?
Depends on where I go.
Yeah.
Here around town here, nobody cares anymore. Everybody that ever wanted to see me or whatever, they already know who I am. The people at Target for the first few months, they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, it's Ken!" They'd be so excited. But now they just know me. I'm like a casual acquaintance of theirs. Same with folks at the store or whatever. And plus, I grew the beard, kind of intentionally trying to, mask myself a little bit, because for the first 6 months to a year, it really did get pretty old not being able to leave the house without 5 or 6 people want to do selfies everywhere you go. And I never tell anybody no when they want to do pictures or they want to talk or whatever, because I don't want to be a jerk. But I also kind of just want to buy my, gallon of milk and go home sometimes. So I kind of try to anonymize myself a little bit in the early on.
You seem like a stand-up dude. You seem like a really nice guy, just a normal, everyday Midwestern guy,
I mean, I try to be. I drink too much. I have high blood sugar. I have a bit of a temper, but I try to be a good dude.
I mean, we all.
2 out of 3 of those.
Everybody.
2 out of 3 of those. Yeah. And it ain't bad.
I've got 2 out of 3 of those as well. So yeah. Does anyone else have any more questions?
Oh yeah. So
let Peter go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the craziest thing that a female fan has ever done to get your attention? Did you ever any naughty pics in your DMs or anything crazy like that?
Yes to all. That's all happened. I don't really want that. I've never asked for that. I've been happily married for almost 18 years.
Yay!
My wife and I, our first date was actually 4 days from now. It'll be 19 years that we've been together on September 28th.
That's
nice. That means a lot to me. I love her very much.
Very cool.
So yeah, I've never wanted to solicit anything like that, but I have gotten pictures of, gotten solicitous messages that may have been from women. I don't know. It's the internet, so you can never be 100% sure.
Right.
It could have been Keith for all I know. But I've had more than one convention where, if I set my coat down someplace and I come back to it, there's hotel room keys or undergarments in them. I don't want that either. Those always go in the trash.
Yikes.
Yeah, but that's the kind of stuff that happens. So I can only imagine what it's like for real celebrities who have talent and and abilities and charisma and those sorts of things, who are like good looking, it's got to be rough.
Didn't you get offered money to do like a porno one time?
Cam Soda, I think, is who it was.
Yeah,
they put out a press release saying they were offering me $100,000 to do a 1 hour cam session, and it did not have to be pornographic. Well, they didn't directly contact me, or if they did, I didn't see the email because I was still getting hundreds and hundreds of emails a day, so I may have missed it. I think they kind of do that with just about everybody who comes along, just to like get the publicity. And I get asked about it in interviews, even, still today. We're almost 5 years out. It'll be 5 years in a week since that debate. So yeah, they got what they wanted. I guess they got the publicity. If I'd have actually seen the offer, I would have done it. I wouldn't have done anything pornographic because nobody wants to see that, including me. But I would have taken the $100,000 and done like a AMA live on Cam Soda or something.
I mean, you could always make an OnlyKins. Like,
yeah. Yeah, the only thing I still really do is Cameo. I was thinking about starting a TikTok, but I'm too old and uncool for TikTok.
Hey, you would explode on TikTok. I guarantee it, because it's all about those retro personalities right now.
You would blow up.
Yeah.
You would blow up.
Seems like so much work, though.
Kevin, you should help him set up a TikTok. I think that'll be a big hit.
I do. Yeah. I'm on TikTok quite a lot, actually. It's rather easy, and then you just got to do simple things. There's no talent that goes into TikTok, and the numbers are huge that you could get. Oh my God, massive.
Yeah, I think it'd be lucrative for you.
Yeah,
I've thought about it. The only thing I still make any money from is Cameo. You can book me on Cameo if you want. Now tell your brother-in-law happy birthday, or tell your fantasy football rival that he sucks and deserves to run his car off a bridge, or whatever. Anything within reason, I'll pretty much say for $25.
That's amazing.
I've rarely had to turn them down. I've done about, I think, 2,200 of them. I've only had to decline a couple of dozen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my segment that I do on here is called Eating Rainbow, because I like food and I like to cook food, and sometimes my food turns out real fucking good. Sometimes not so much, and I don't, put that on the internet, but that's okay. So my question is, what is like one of your favorite foods? Or like, if you can't pick, you could do like a top 3.
My absolute favorite food would be my grandmother's chicken and dumplings. Nobody makes them quite like her. Chicken and dumplings is like maybe the ultimate food. Secondary
question, sub part: are they drop dumplings or are they rolled dumplings?
They're rolled. I've had good drop dumpling soup, but I prefer rolled because they're always going to be a better consistency, especially from amateur home chefs.
This man knows his dumplings.
If you're a real pro, you can do pretty good drop dumplings because you're going to get the consistent size and shape that gives you the consistent cook time and, absorption of the stock and all that. But it's very, very difficult to do in comparison to rolled dumplings that give you a very consistent texture and density and size. And those are, when it comes to cooking dumplings, those are probably the 3 most important things: is the texture, the density, and the size. Otherwise, they're going to cook at different rates, and you're going to have some that are still basically flour in the middle, and you're going to have some that are mush and grossness on the outside.
Kevin, I'm just going to say right now, this man and I, we need to do a collaborative Eating Rainbow. I'm not even kidding you.
I fancy myself a pretty decent home cook. We could do, something.
We will totally like make a time for us to do an Eating Rainbow together, and it can be about dumplings. It could be about beer cheese. I love beer cheese.
Beer cheese is great. I've never made a very good one myself, but I've had some that were amazing. I've only tried it twice, and I didn't like the way it came out either time. The first time I burnt it just a little bit. I wasn't paying close enough attention. I was walking away from it, doing other stuff, so I got just a little bit of burn on the bottom. And cheese is kind of like eggs in that respect, where if you burn a little bit, there's a good chance you've ruined a whole batch.
That's true.
Once you accidentally scrape a little bit of that burn off the bottom of the pan and get it into the mixture, it really taints the whole thing.
Well, and you have to choose a good lager too. You can't use just like, bullshit lager. You have to use something decent. I personally like Red Stripe. Just my opinion. But I like
Red Stripe is good. It's beer. Hooray, beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Red Stripe.
That's
Nice.
delicious.
So there's chicken and dumplings. Like, do you have any other like top favorite foods or?
Well, I really love Mexican food. Chimichangas are amazing.
Oh yes.
And what my favorite thing that I make is probably fried chicken. I do pretty decent fried chicken. Mix up my own batter.
Yes.
So I usually deep fry. We have a small deep fryer, but pan fried takes a little more work to get even cooking on it. So deep frying is much easier. But pan fried, especially if you have a good cast iron skillet, can be just unbelievable.
It's like serendipity. This cooking, I promise you. How do you feel about air fryers?
I have an air fryer in my office at work. We don't use the one at home that often. The one at work I use constantly because nothing brings leftovers back to life as good as an air fryer.
Yes.
And for like frozen foods that would typically go in the oven, like pizza rolls in 4 minutes, mini tacos in 5 minutes at or 375, just unbelievable. Being able to have like hot food at work instead of microwaved grossness.
Yeah, air fryer replaces a microwave, doesn't it?
Absolutely, it does. And it's basically just a little convection oven with a very high level circulating fan, which is what makes it so great because it doesn't let your food sit there all like wet and gross and turn it into an unevenly heated blob. It circulates the hot air around it, makes the outside crisp and hot the way food is supposed to be in most cases. And the heating is very even unless you make the mistake of overloading it too much.
George Foreman had the Foreman grill. Maybe Ken Bone can have the Ken Bone air fryer. I can see the infomercial.
I would absolutely do that. I'm not the worst guy on screen. I could do an infomercial.
Yeah,
all the real titans of the infomercials are, they've unfortunately passed away. I could take their place.
Yeah, I'd buy that product.
I'd buy two.
Billy Mays and Ron Popeil have both sadly passed away. So, there's an open niche in the market.
Popeil. God bless that man.
Who's that one?
Ron Popeil was a little more old school. Like back in the days when TV late at night was all infomercials instead of reruns of Cops or Real Housewives or whatever, and there was fewer channels. Late at night would be those, like, instead of 30-second or 1 minute commercial spots like you see now for infomercial type stuff, would be legit a 30-minute long commercial. And Ron Popeil was the king of that format, standing up there with like his Showtime rotisserie oven.
Oh, he was the set it and forget it guy.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
That was probably 25 years ago, and people still remember that. He was the absolute king of it. Yep.
Hey, so Weird Al, he made a song, Mr. Popeil. I think one of his earlier albums. I think the In3D album. There was a song, Mr. Popeil.
Weird Al's awesome.
He's honestly Ron Popeil. What a titan! God bless
he was a king. It was that genre belonged to him and nobody else. And like these guys that you see today, nothing against them, but you would have never heard of Billy Mays if it hadn't been for Ron Popeil. Or any of those other guys that hawk the crazy seed on TV products. He totally led the way on that.
Or cocaine. Gonna say that.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it had a hand.
If you gotta, like, I've been on TV a bunch of times. If you want to stay high energy in your face for 30 minutes, you don't do that with coffee and cigarettes. So I've never had to do that before, but if you got to be set it and forget it, and you're like in your damn face for an entire half hour with very few edits, very few cuts in front of a live audience, that is chemically assisted. There's an asterisk next to it, but I will take it.
That's what I always the vibe from Billy Mays that I got.
I bet Ron Popeil, like, he made his little fruit leathers and his dehydrator. He was probably like snorting lines of cocaine off like a strawberry fruit leather. I'm sure of it in the background. Like back behind the scenes, he was like, "Don't touch my leather," or like he had to be.
Oh, guaranteed.
You guys want to do some fuck facts?
Oh yeah, I love that part. Yeah.
Real fast. I do have one question.
Oh yeah.
For Ken. Pleasure to meet you. I didn't formally say hi when I came on, but thank you for coming on the show, Ken. One of the videos I saw, you were playing drums, so I assume that you do play drums. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was a documentary that was made last year, like right after the first spike of COVID. So like the crew was here, everybody's wearing masks. We're staying 6 feet apart in my house. It was wild. I'll send you a couple of pictures of the setup we had in my living room a little bit later. And they wanted to capture like parts of my life. So most of it was like me sitting on the couch doing the interview. But we shot stuff all around my house, like me cooking dinner, me brushing my teeth. And they're like, what do you do? Like, what are your hobbies? We notice you have a piano here. Would you want to play the piano? Or I was like, well, I can, but I'm not great. I'm a pretty decent drummer. So like, would you play the drums on screen? So I got behind this drum set here.
Oh, nice.
We're in my basement right now.
Oh, that's perfect. I'm so glad I asked.
Played for probably half an hour. To get the 6 seconds of video that they use. But yeah, I've been playing the drums for about 25 years, I'd say. I used to play with a lot of local bands, especially like church-oriented bands. And I just had a blast. One of the guys I used to play with was a massive Van Halen fan, amazing guitar player who could play up just about every Van Halen lick on his guitar. So we were almost a Van Halen cover band. When I said that on camera one time, a guy out in Memphis who had a radio show heard that, and he was like, well, we got to have you on. And I was like, okay. So I called in and talked about it, and they invited me out to Memphis. So I went to Memphis and played live on the air with their local house band and did some Van Halen covers. It was a blast. It was one of the coolest things I got to do.
Oh,
That's so awesome.
That is cool.
That's amazing. Well, so my question for you then is, what is your favorite song to cover? It's funny that you said that you covered Van Halen. Would it be a Van Halen song or something else?
Little Guitars is probably my favorite. Little Guitars is the Van Halen song with the really cool classical Spanish guitar intro that goes into a really neat like 6/8 drum intro, and then into the electric guitars and the rest of the song. It's got several time signature skips and changes. It's just a really, really fun song that is not, it has some technical challenge to it, but it's especially great for beginners. You can kind of make as much of it out of it as you want to as your experience grows, which makes it fantastic. So it's one of the earlier ones I learned and learned how to do like shifting time signatures. And yeah, it was just a great song for learning those concepts. And it's a really fantastic groove. It's still on a lot of my playlists today.
Awesome.
Well, let's do some segments then, eh?
Yeah, start some segments. I'm going to run and grab my USB extension that I forgot that I need for my light. It's right inside, but I can still hear you guys. So just continue, and I'll be right back on screen in a minute.
I'll have one more question while Keith is going to grab his stuff. So whatever happened to, I don't know if this is, I don't think it's been asked yet, but like, what happened to the sweater that you wore? Was there like, a demand for it to be put up on eBay? Was like what happened to that? Because as far as I understand, like the sweater that you wore to that debate was pretty iconic.
Yeah, I don't have it anymore.
I saw something about that. Exactly, it got donated.
Yeah, originally we were going to auction it off, but then the Reddit AMA thing happened and the market got a little bit lower. We were probably going to get about $15,000 for it at auction, but then we still needed it to shoot commercials and stuff, so it kept going on and on. So Izod, the company that made it, said, "Look, like we hold on to it, and we'll buy it back from you for $10,000, which is about the peak of the market you're going to get right now. So this way we've got it for all the shots that we need, and then you also, get your charity the money." So they gave part of my contract was with them was in addition to what they paid me, They had to give $10,000 to Greater St. Louis Honor Flight, which flies World War II and Korean veterans out to Washington to see their war memorials, who otherwise couldn't afford it. And then $10,000 for the sweater to St. Patrick's Center for the Homeless, which is a Homes First housing initiative. Takes folks off the street, puts them in stable housing, and then starts to address the root cause of their homelessness. Whether it's substance abuse, mental illness, fleeing from domestic violence. Those are the three most common by far. So it's very expensive because you have to get people into stable housing first, but it's a proven model with an over 80% success rate. Over 80% of these folks do not end up back on the street. And that's an amazing thing, because traditional homeless shelters that dangle housing like a carrot and say like, hey, if you get clean, we'll help you find an apartment. If you show up to your appointments, we'll help you find an appointment. Those people only have like a 25, 35% success rate, depending on locality. Putting them in homes first. Imagine that. You put people in a house and they're no longer homeless. Who would have thought?
Exactly.
Sorry.
Is that your house again, Keith?
Oh,
That's great. That's really great to hear. Like I love that you did it for charity. Like I think that's awesome.
yeah, that's a good amount of money for them.
Yeah, they got that now, and it was the year after the St. Louis Rams moved out of St. Louis. So of course,
that was.
So like, professional athletes, they give a lot back to the community generally. Well, St. Patrick's Center was facing a very large budget shortfall because all those athletes and the team were gone, and I was able to help make some of that up with the sweater that I never wanted to wear again anyway. So it was a win-win. I do have one. I have one that's just like it, or not exactly like it. It's actually from a Halloween costume that we bought at a Walmart when I was at a convention down in New Orleans because we needed one. But I don't like wearing it. I'm not a cartoon character. I'm not Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. I don't wear bell-bottoms and a green T-shirt every day. I do not ever want to wear that thing. And it takes a pretty enticing offer for, a charity or a special event or something for me to put it on.
See, I was going to wear a red sweater. Then I thought, oh, he probably doesn't like that anymore. And it's fucking hot here anyways. So I decided not to.
You can wear it. A red shirt in honor of Canada. Was that just a coincidence?
That was a coincidence. I wasn't trying to say I was wearing a red sweater. No.
You can wear a red sweater if you want. I could honestly give a shit, but make sure you buy it from ISOD because they treated me real good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Man, I love this man.
Hell yeah.
I just sent you some of the pics from my living room of the documentary setup. It was wild.
Oh,
but
nice.
the young lady that was the director that made that documentary, her name's Savannah O'Leary, and she's a really great young aspiring filmmaker. And I found out later that her dad is Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank.
Oh,
she
wow.
never mentioned it one time. I had no clue that she never tries to use his name. They're on good terms and everything. They love each other and they still go to holidays and stuff. So it's not like a hate my dad thing. It's she wants to stand on her own 2 feet and she never uses his name to get anything. So I had no clue that's who she was until afterwards. So I thought that was pretty cool of her.
Kevin O'Leary tried to do a Trump thing up here and run for Canadian politics, and everyone was like, fuck no, that's not happening.
No, the chances of the chances of having a meme prime minister up in Canada are pretty low, especially now that, what was his name? Kevin Ford, since he died.
He was the legend.
Robert Ford, yeah.
Yeah.
He was Canada's version of Marion Barry, who a lot of you might be too young to remember. He was the mayor of Washington, D.C., who got caught smoking crack and got kicked out of office and then got reelected again anyway.
I mean, that's almost what happened to him. He got caught for smoking crack and he still got reelected before he died.
Yeah. Chris Rock had a great bit about it in the 90s. He's like, you can't get rehired at Burger King if they catch you smoking crack, but we'll make you the mayor of the capital.
Gosh, that's funny.
That's good.
Let's do some fun facts then. Yeah. fact number 1. Glaciers and ice sheets hold about 69% of the world's fresh water. Did you know that? I didn't fucking know that.
I thought that's a convenient statistic.
That is nice. I knew it was a relatively large percentage. I didn't know it was that high.
Yeah, I had no idea it was that high. That's so much.
I would think it'd be in it's like the 40, like 47, 48, something like that. If I had to guess, you know what I mean?
It probably has something to do with the way salts don't freeze along with the water. The water tends to leach up out of the water and leave the briny salt behind. So it was originally salt water, and now it's fresh.
That's what happens. Yeah. It pulls the water out of the ice. That's crazy. Fact number 2. Whale songs can be used to map the ocean's floors. Like the sonar of it, they can pick up the sonar and like map it out with great detail. Apparently, it's crazy.
That makes sense.
It's almost like reverse engineering in a way.
Yeah, sort of.
Whale song evolved to be able to go a long, long way through the water. So as long as you have good enough mapping software to pick up the echoes, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
it does.
Fact number 3. North Korea and Cuba are the only countries on Earth where Coca-Cola is not sold. I thought for some reason in my mind that it was sold in North Korea, but apparently it's really not. Yeah.
Damn embargo. You know, the Cubano people would be a lot happier if they had some Coca-Cola. And I know that we don't let them trade with any other foreign entities because America can be kind of imperialist dickheads sometimes. I love America very much, but that is not a debatable fact. Maybe a little Coca-Cola and McDonald's would go a long way towards normalizing relations with Cuba. We've tried the whole embargo and economic starvation thing for 65 years now, and how far has it gotten us? Nowhere. And what has it done to the Cuban people? It's fucked them.
Yeah,
so maybe we should try something else.
I think a McDouble dressed like a Big Mac would go a long way towards diplomacy. Just
Very
saying.
much so.
A McDouble is a Big Mac just without the lettuce and the middle bun. It's like the same thing.
But it doesn't have the sauce. At least down here.
That's true. It doesn't have the Big Mac sauce on it.
The sauce is the key.
They're charging 75 cents for that damn sauce now at McDonald's here.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Let's do some weather. Today's weather is in Salt Lake City because none of us are there. It's currently 73 degrees and clear, which in Canadian Celsius is 23 degrees. That's your weather.
It's a lot easier to convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit than the other way around.
Oh, I know. I don't even know. But Google does it automatically, and it was already on Fahrenheit for some reason.
Nice. To convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit, all you got to do is double the number, subtract 10%, and then add 32 degrees. Very easy math to do in your head.
I've always doubled it and add 30 and got into within half a degree about.
You double the number, take away 10%, and then add 32.
Okay, if you're a mathematician that's not drunk.
Let's say it's 20 degrees Celsius, so that's 40 degrees Fahrenheit minus 10%. 10% is an easy thing to figure because it's just 1/10. So that takes you down to 36 plus 32 is 68 degrees. And the real conversion is going to be about 68.2 degrees.
Yeah, bingo. Wow. That's incredible. I was doing it wrong my whole life. How about a movie review to ignore? I watched a movie yesterday. It was Dr. Sleep, which is the official sequel to The Shining. And they did an amazing job recasting Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall and Scatman Crothers. Ewan McGregor did an amazing job as adult Danny. Mike Flanagan didn't have an easy job remaking Stanley Kubrick movie and probably one of the best horror movies of all time. But you know what? He did an amazing job at the sequel of this movie. And I give it 15 out of 16 ampersands for being an almost perfect horror movie.
Nice. Did he make any of the actors cry? Because if you want to channel Kubrick, you have to be horrible to your actors and make them hate themselves.
You know, I was wondering about that, if he was really harsh to Ewan McGregor, but I haven't seen anything about that. Just, The only thing you see is that Stanley Kubrick was a fucking penis to his actors.
Yeah,
But
very
it did
much
make
so.
a good movie.
Well, and Shelley Duvall ran about like 103 pounds soaking wet, so I guess it was easy to be horrible to her.
Yeah.
Probably would be more difficult to do that to Ewan McGregor when he's getting probably $15 to $18 million for this movie, and he could also kick your ass.
Exactly. And you know what? The girl that they got to play Shelley Duvall's character, because like they didn't use CGI when they showed all the old characters. They brought in actors to be them. And
good.
Every single
That's
one
great.
of them did an amazing job. Got the mannerisms perfect. And I forgot the actress's name who played Lucy in this movie, but she sounds the same. She looks the same. She moves the same. Like if you were like a little drunk, you wouldn't even be able to tell a fucking difference. I'm telling you, amazing job.
I love that because I really, really hate the CGI, de-aging the actors or replacing dead actors. Because for one, it's kind of gross and weird on some level I can't fully explain, but it's also telling us, the audience, like, hey, stupid audience, we don't trust you to be able to understand that this is the same character. And the example I always use for this is, remember the horrible movie Star Trek Nemesis, where
Yes.
Tom Hardy is a young Patrick Stewart. So they show a picture of Tom Hardy in his Captain Picard cadet days, and he's bald. Well, we've already seen Captain Picard in his cadet days in flashbacks and pictures and stuff, and he wasn't fucking bald. That is just the directors of this movie telling me, like, hey, dummy, we don't trust you to recognize Captain Picard as Captain Picard unless he's bald. Fuck you. Alex Kurtzman, eat my balls.
I never even thought that was Tom Hardy. It totally fucking is. Oh my god, that's spot on.
Oh yeah, his quintessential role. Should have won an Oscar.
Anyone else seen a movie lately?
A couple hours ago, my wife and I she's been on this kick of watching really bad movies for some reason. So we watched The Lone Ranger from 2013, starring Johnny Depp as a Native American. And oh my God, I thought that I had never seen it before. I thought that it was going to be some kind of twist, like, he was a white kid who got adopted by the Comanche or something. But no, in a flashback scene to when the Tonto character is a kid, it's fully a Native American actor, little kid, playing this kid. And then when he grows up, he's just white. Like, I don't know, like, he had such a shitty childhood, he turned into Johnny Depp somehow.
One of my best friends
that mimics Michael Jackson in a way.
Yeah, that must be it. He had Native American vitiligo.
One of my best friends
who's
is
got
indigenous.
that vitiligo.
She hated that movie. Fuck.
Well, I totally understand why. One of my buddies at work has vitiligo, or his skin's turning like bleachy white in spots, and he's also like a weird dude who overshares. So he showed us all his wiener, and it happens all over his body. I can tell you that much.
My roommate did that to me. He's like, his name's Russ Fox. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's a world famous body modificator. I used to live with him, and I was moving out the night before I moved out. He's like, "Well, I've never showed you my penis, so here it is." I was like, "Oh, come on, what the fuck?"
That's not a very good reason to show somebody your penis.
That's exactly what I said. It's not a good reason at all.
It sounds like the premise for a South Park episode, honestly.
100%.
You've never seen my penis, so let me show it to you. That's not a good reason. You've never seen my penis for a good reason, because I don't want to show it to you and you don't want to see it. It's the social contract, for Christ's sake.
It's true.
Did he have a piercing on it? Why did he want to show it to you so bad?
Yeah, because he's got all these different piercings, and he's like, he had to show me the piercings, of course. That's what he does to all of his roommates. It's okay. I miss Russ. Let's do some surf selections.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go top up my drink, but I will be listening.
Okay. Let's see here.
Well, let's explain to Ken the premise of it. Like, you're gonna get into character.
So
and all that?
yeah, that's a good point. All right, Ken. So I do this one segment. It's called the Surf Report Selection with Spicoli. And so I do my Spicoli impression from, Sean Penn from the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
And I name 3 different beaches, and then I pick a fact, and I do 3 questions, like which beach has the biggest waves, or which beach has the coldest water, or something like that. And so you guys try to guess, what beach I'm talking about. And it's really random. You're really going to have no idea. So it's just a random guess. And so that's the segment. And then we'll see who can get it right. And then there might be a tiebreaker question if 2 of you guys or 3 of you guys are all tied up or something like that. All right. So here we go. Hey, what's up, guys? It's time for the Surf Report selection with Spicoli. That's the name they gave me. All right, here we go. We've got 3 beaches this week, and they're all pretty funny. Here we go. We got Nobby's Beach in Australia. We have Bang Ben Beach in Thailand. And we have Woody Head in Australia. So, out of these 3 beaches, Nobby's, Bang Ben, or Woody's Head, which beach has the highest waves? Because I'm high as fuck right now. All right.
Fuck. I'm going to say Australia.
So there's Nobby's Beach or Woody's Head.
Oh, sorry. Woody's Head. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say, what'd you say? Ben?
Bang Ben.
Yeah, Bang Ben.
Beach.
I'm with Peter J. Thailand.
Bang.
Yeah, I'm going to say the same
All
thing.
right.
The Pacific should be at its most
Bang,
energetic
bang.
on the east coast of Asia right now.
Well, you guys, I guess, all tied up. Bang Ben Beach. It has 2 to 3 foot waves. And over at Woody Head, they only got 1 to 2 foot waves. But all in all, the biggest waves are actually over in Australia and New South Wales with 5 to 7 feet. Nobby's Beach.
Damn.
So everyone was wrong?
No, everyone was wrong. I fooled you guys.
Man.
All right. 0 points on the board. Okay, question number 2. Here we go. Which beach has the highest tide? Because I love getting high. All right.
I'm going to go with Nobby's Beach since that's got the highest waves.
I'm going to go with Woody Head.
I'll say Nobby Beach.
I'll go Bang Ben again just to be a contrarian and possibly get a lead.
Don't
right.
Google it, Ken.
I'm not Googling it.
No, he did not Google it because Megan wins with Woody Head.
Bam.
Oh, man.
1 point. Okay, here we go. Let's see. What's the last question? Oh, man. Okay. We'll just keep it on the high theme. Why not? Which beach has the highest water temperature? Feeling nice and warm, just in your board shorts. Oh, yeah. No wetsuit required.
I'm going Thailand with that one.
Bang Ben Beach in Thailand.
Bang Ben.
I'm going the Nobby one.
I'll say Bang Ben because I've said it for all the others. Sticking with my horse.
Wait, what's the other one that's not Nobby or Bang Ben?
Woody's
The
Head.
Woody Head.
Woody? Yeah, give me the Woody one.
Okay, I'll give you the Woody. All right. All right, so the answer is Bang Ben Beach.
That means Ken wins the game.
Well, Ken has a point now, and he is tied with Megan. So we have to go into a tiebreaker situation. Hold on. Let me figure this out. Jesus Christ, this is complicated. Okay. All right, we're going to go. All right, here you go. Which beach has the highest air temperature? Well, it's feeling nice and warm outside.
Thailand.
Yeah, it's got to be Thailand. It's It's very early in the spring in the Southern Hemisphere.
Bang Ben Beach. She's saying it.
See?
I mean, if you agree, I don't know.
Well, I'll say Woody Head so that we have different answers and one of us will prevail.
Right. Okay.
All right. Well, the answer was Bang Ben Beach. That was it.
I beat
Megan
Ken over trivia. Oh.
Editor Kevin put in some sort of drum roll or whatever it was that you put in last time.
Do some like Rocky music. It's like triumphant. I don't know.
Yeah, Rocky music, Editor Kevin.
There you go.
That's a good idea.
Well, let's do Eating Rainbow because I'm hungry.
Okay, so my Eating Rainbow, I had thought a lot about this, but since we have such a cool guest on the show, like part of my I was leading into it earlier, like my question was, what's your favorite food? And now it's like chicken and dumplings. So here, instead of doing like a traditional Eating Rainbow, Ken, if you're down for it, if you want to tell me to fuck off, that's totally fine. You totally can. But what I would like to do is like some sort of Eating Rainbow collaboration, like on like Midwestern foods, because we're both from the Midwest. And so I don't know if you'd be down for that or not.
Sure, I don't know what all that entails, but let's do it.
Yeah, like we can link up like email or whatever and figure something out for the next episode if you want to do that, or record it separate, whatever. But
Sure.
Yeah.
Just let me know. Kevin's got my email address. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I can give you the email address, no problem.
Cool. Sounds good.
So we'll do that one next episode.
Yeah.
Then let's do traditional cooking with Kevin. So earlier, I wanted to make a poor man's barbecue, and I really want that smoky flavor, but I live inside of an apartment without a balcony. So what I do is I put the meat in the oven, and I throw in pieces of paper in there and set them on fire to get that smoky flavor. Well, it was so damn good that I ate it all. So I went down to the store where I usually find shit under the dumpster, and I found some candy corn, and it's opened up already, but they're not sticking together, but this should be pretty good. Yeah, they're not so good. I should stop eating things that I find under the dumpster. They're not really.
So I have a traditional cooking with Kevin question. What happened to your pumpkin?
That I made last night?
Your oven pumpkin.
Yeah, that worked out perfectly fine, except for the crumble on top was a little too moist from too much butter, so it made like a crust instead of a crumble. Oh, it's a hollowed out pumpkin.
What you did.
I hollowed out a baking pumpkin, they call it, and then you hollow it out, and then I filled it up with apple pie filling. And I was gonna make my own, but I was so lazy I just used the canned stuff. And then on top of the apple, I put in blueberry pie filling, and then a crumble. So as you're eating down, you get the best of both worlds. And then the pumpkin also like gives it a lot of aroma. And because it's a baking pumpkin, it's really, really nice. And Emily's coming over in a little while. She's going to try it. I haven't even tried it yet. I wanted to wait till it got really cold because I don't like eating hot crumble. That's just me.
What?
I know I'm weird. It's like pizza. I'd rather eat that cold as well, even when it's like fresh. I don't know. I'm a weird one.
Heart. The crumble, like the warm crumble.
Oh, no, but this crumble didn't really work, though, because I think I put too much butter in or flour or something because it turned into a layer of crust rather than a crumble, you know?
So was it like too crunchy? Because like if it was too floury,
you know how crumble like crumbles apart? This isn't crumble apart. It's like going through a thick crust.
Yeah, you definitely overfloured it.
I overfloured it. Yeah, I know. But you know what? 'Tis be in my kitchen sometimes.
You've had my food. I don't do that shit.
I remember we set your oven on fire on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we did.
Well, let's do everyone's favorite game, Florida or Fiction.
Okay.
Florida or Fiction is a game where I have 3 Florida Man articles. One of them is fake, 2 of them are real, and y'all got to guess the fake one. And to the winner goes the imaginary spoils.
I'm just going to tell you, Ken, right now, Kevin is really fucking good at this. Like, it blows my mind.
I feel like this is a weak one this time, but we'll see. I thought that last time too. Nobody guessed it, I don't think. I can't remember. Florida man, article number 1. Florida man arrested after trying to throw alligator on roof to teach it a lesson. Florida man number 2. Florida man breaks world record for most failed world records. Florida man number 3. Florida man who can't swim jumps in a lake, escaping arrest. Gets rescued, then arrested.
Number 3 is like the most realistic.
Yeah.
I think. I really want it to be number 1, but I really think it's number 3.
The fake one?
Oh no, that's what I think is real.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which one
I
do you
gotta
think
find
is
the
fake?
fake one. Read 1 and 2 again.
So is it only one of these is fake or only one of them is real?
Yeah.
Only one of them is fake. 2 of them are
Okay.
absolutely true. Yeah. Number 1 is Florida man arrested after trying to throw alligator on roof to teach it a lesson. And number 2 is Florida man breaks world record for most failed world records.
I think number 1 is fake.
Yeah. I will say I think maybe number 2 is fake about the world records.
I will agree and say number 2.
Man, that's tough. I'm gonna go with number 3. I'm gonna split the vote. Number
All
3
right.
got arrested off the vote. I'm the like.
Editor Kevin, edit in a drum roll here, please. Peter and Ken are correct. Number 2 is fake. And of course, the ones that have to do with alligators and getting arrested are real.
Yeah.
I should have known better. It's been like 20. No, yeah, it's been like 20 years since I've been to Florida. It's obviously worn off.
Well, those are all my segments. So, Ken, if you have anything you'd like to plug, now's your chance.
I'm not really involved in anything. I just do my regular day job at the power plant. If you want to book me on Cameo, that's great. Just go to Cameo and search for Ken Bone, and I'll say basically anything. I am a complete sellout, and I don't give a fuck who knows it. More importantly, it was my birthday a couple days ago, and if you want to help Ken Bone celebrate his birthday, please make a donation of any amount. Anything helps to St. Patrick's Center for the Homeless. Just Google St. Patrick's Center.
Nice.
It's going to start getting cold here in St. Louis in about a month. And every single cent that you can donate helps us either get warm clothes or shelter to folks who are truly, truly in need. On average, we're all about 2 paychecks away from being homeless. So just think today it's me, tomorrow it could be you helping me. So anything you can do. And if you can only spare $2, they'll take your $2 and put it to good use.
We can definitely throw that link up on the Suckhole. I'm sure the Zong Zone would also be willing to host that link and see what we can drum up for you guys. That's an incredibly great cause, and I hope that we can definitely contribute.
Well, thank you very much. It means a lot. Homelessness has impacted our communities more than we would like to think about, no matter where you live. I know this is a globe-spanning podcast. But every one of our communities has been touched by homelessness, and there is, primarily the number one thing you can do for the homeless is treat them like human beings. They're not shrubbery. They're not garbage. They are people. And if you have the resources to help even a little bit, St. Patrick's Center or other Homes First initiatives in your locality, those are the best way to go, the best use of your resources.
Yep. Absolutely.
And I'm curious, me and Kevin both recently had birthdays too. I'm the 19th, and I believe Kevin is the 17th. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
I'm the 21st, and
but what was your birthday? Do you have a September birthday as well, Ken?
September 21st. And then my grandfather, for whom I was named, was the 23rd. So we always celebrated together when he was still alive. So sounds like a whole lot of great people born right in a row there.
Yeah.
I share a birthday with
that's
Bill
awesome.
Murray and Stephen King. So, I'm obviously the most famous person born on my birthday.
Well, I'm born in November on the 19th, and I share a birthday with Larry King and
Nice.
Jodie Foster. So,
Oh,
suck
Jodie
on that.
Foster.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Larry King was dope.
Larry
The
King was the
King.
man. Holy
He
shit! I
really
used to watch him every night as a kid, man.
Oh yeah.
As different of people as they are, if it hadn't been for Larry King, you wouldn't have Joe Rogan. Because Larry King was one of the pioneers of the longer form interview format.
Yeah.
Very true, actually.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
So-
back in the 90s, I had this book I bought. It was like a Larry King book, like how to talk to anybody about anything. And it was just like, I mean, obviously, like how to interview people, but just more like, I think, especially back in the 90s, I was like maybe more shy and just talk to people about things, and just making small talk and all that, and making the other person feel comfortable. I mean, it was a really informative book. He really knew what he was talking about.
Well, that's where his talent really was, and he could talk to anyone about anything. He could have on, tonight he could have a nuclear physicist, and then tomorrow night he could have, the quarterback for the Eagles, and then the day after that he could have somebody like me who had a unique but, overall not that impactful of an experience, and he would find interesting things to talk about to all three of those people on the level of the audience. And nothing over their head and nothing that was too beneath them either.
Right.
Yeah, that was a great man. He was. He died, right?
He also got married like 19 times. So those two facts might be related. I don't know.
I was reading about that and looking at all the pictures of all his wives. Yeah, it's incredible. So let's do some outros then.
Yeah.
You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and check us out on TikTok. Also, go over to YouTube and you can follow the Earths Suckhole over there. Hello, kitty. My kitty's going crazy. Subscribe to us and hit the notification bell, and you can email us at earthsuckhole@gmail.com. Can you hear the kitty?
Oh, yeah.
I can hear it.
She's going nuts right now. Anyways, is there anything else I may have forgotten? Oh, yeah? No? Okay. Go fuck yourself. Thank you, Ken. That was amazing.
All right, thanks for coming on the show, Ken.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was so great to meet you.
Yeah, This is awesome. Thank you so much for doing this. It's been great talking to you.
We super appreciate it. And we'll definitely have to collaborate on a Midwestern eating rainbow. I think it will be super cool. I love Midwestern food, and it's so homey and comforting, and it's fall now, so yeah, I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah, cool. Let me know. We'll get it set up.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Sounds
Y'all
good.
have a great night, eh?
All right.
All right.
See you later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.